Hello YouTube, Aaron here, or Claude Mods, which is my online name, with a new update for my Redux and also some showcasing of my updates towards Linux and new applications from myself on Windows, well, scripts, not applications, but yeah. Basically, I had to update my Redux to make it more stable, and also I had to add dimensions into my updates uh, for game rules 4.1 because you could get banned if you didn't have an up-to-date Redux. So I've now added the new mansions for the 1.7.2 update. And well, I just wanted to showcase this and also show my other things. So the update is on my website. Um, I just want to show some things on my GitHub. So on my Linux side of things, because I actually provide distributions on Linux built from packages, I also make cloning tools. So I originally made a cloning tool to clone the whole Linux system, Arch system, any Arch system, into a bootable ISO. So you'd have your full system and all the applications and everything else that you've set up and been using in a installable ISO. Now, I started making my own distribution with that tool, and since then I've now made a script that will basically build my distribution the way I build it from packages and custom commands. So I actually took a break for 4 months and just started playing GTA or Grand Roleplay. And most recently just decided to update it. So after some months away, have begun updates again. Package lists for Claude Mods / CatchyOS updated. All should install fine. I have done some tests towards the CatchyOS and Claude Mods side. The Claude Mods minimal and full editions install perfectly fine. Method to disable K-Wallet. So when you would open the application on my distributions, well, open the internet, sorry, which would be Brave, it would come up a K-Wallet thing. And if you cancelled it maybe 4 times, then you could go onto the web page that you desire. Well, I've now disabled K-Wallet so that you don't have this dialog pop up, and you can simply use the Brave browser with no issues. All is being tested and fixed. I will update here with fixes and updates once I provide them, because I am now moving on to the Windows side of things as well as keeping to the Linux side of things. So, there's a lot going on in the background, and well, I obviously will try and keep YouTube up to date around my gaming. So I've quite recently made some Windows tools. I'm making a Windows backup tool to basically clone the whole system into an installable ISO. Whether this works or not, I do not know. I am simply in the trial phases. I've got commands. I've actually got an ISO that's just been uploaded, so I need to download it and then test it in a virtual machine and see if it works. There's more to test there. It could take me months to understand the full process, since I am basically re-engineering it like I did with Linux. I was basically re-engineering how to make an ISO from someone else's template, and it took me 9 months of research to get to where I am today, to make my own distribution the way I like it, from packages into an installable ISO. The script itself is 1,000 lines long just for my distribution itself. Now, I obviously provide for CatchyOS and Arch at the same time, so you can build your own ISO. But as you can see, it's a script here that basically sets up a username, time zone, keyboard, your internet settings, and then installs all of the different custom things. It is 1,000 lines long. This is many, 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 many months and years of creating scripts and customizing Linux the way that I like it to be where I am today. There's many things in here that I've learned over the years and just put into this script, and it all works perfectly fine. Yes, there is room for improvement and things to learn. I'm all for evolutionizing this and making it better from what I learn and research, and that's what it's about. Everything I do is all for fun and done from home. I'm not a professional. I'm working on it. Yeah, so there's not really much to show here. I have actually showcased this tool itself in another video of mine, so I will only briefly show some of the stuff here. I really want to get to showcasing some of the stuff that I've most recently done. So I'm going to go to the Windows side of things after showcasing the new mansions, since obviously you're going to know that they're now in the update. So yeah, I'm currently at house 2051, and this is one of the mansions, and the other mansion is 2052. Now, of course, I've added this into my Redux update so that you do not get banned according to Game Rules 4.1 on Grand RP. So I'm going to play my favorite song for today, and then I'm going to get to showcasing my update in my Redux at the same time. Once I have showcased the two mansions, I'm going to move on to my Windows tools. One of them is pretty crappy. It's the Claude toolbox. The backup tool is not done yet. I'm currently testing the ISO that I created. Although I'll be honest with you, the ISO is 18 GB from a 22 to 23 GB system. So I'm only compressing 4 gigabytes worth of data. I am trying to make an ESD. I don't really understand how that works. But from what I've got as information, apparently it's a more compressed image. I don't really understand it, so I'm still learning. I am a Windows power user as well as a Linux power user, but when it comes to obviously cloning Windows as a whole, I've not done it yet. So yeah, I can do Chrome OS, I can do Linux, I can do Arch. I used to be able to do Debian and Ubuntu. For some reason, my tool now does not work on Ubuntu or Debian, only on Arch and CachyOS. So yeah. Anyway, let's get to my favorite song for today, and then I'll showcase my tools for Windows after the Redux update.
Hey, here we go, drop it. Hey, here we go, drop it. Hey, here we go, drop it.
Okay, so that is the mansion.
Hey, here we go, drop it.
Okay, I'm gonna pause the music here. That is the mansion's showcased. So the Redux is fully updated. You can now download it. It is uploaded to my website. The link will be in the description. I'm now going to showcase some of my Windows tools that I've most recently installed. This might be helpful for all the Windows users that actually play Grand RP, or people that use Windows in general. I use all operating systems. I like to troubleshoot systems to help others and to keep up to date with what's going on in the world, really. So I am primarily a Apple user, an Android user, a Linux user, and also a Windows user. And I'm very, how can I put it? I'm a power user for all of them operating systems. I used to, well, I still do. I test all the new Apple betas before they come out. So I'll be on, I think, iOS. Uh, I tested from iOS 6 to the latest iOS today, as you see it. And I also provide feedback, bug reports, and feature requests. I've also done the same for Windows 8, Windows 8.1, Windows 10, and Windows 11. Well, on the Samsung side of things, since I use Samsungs, I've never really been able to test it. Only recently have they changed it so that you can test on any Samsung device. I normally primarily use an that's who I'm in contract with, Samsung device. And normally it would be an OME Samsung device from factory that is carrier unlocked to all, whereas EE would have to unlock their devices themselves. It would not be an OME carrier unlocked phone, and that's where you're not able to test the betas. So I'm going to get to the Windows toolbox. This is just a tool that's made for fun. It's not the best. It's crappy. The UI doesn't really look that nice. But yeah, so what you do is you open PowerShell and you simply just copy and paste the command from the GitHub repository. It will open up a basically toolbox with loads of different tools that you can use. Um, yeah, that is just the basic of that. Not the best thing. If I can change the UI to be better, I will over time. At the moment, this is obviously just something that I've made for fun. I'm going to play my favorite song for today again, whilst I showcase my next tool, which is the Claude Mods Update Blocker. There's not really much to show. It's just a tool to block updates and unlock updates. So yeah.
Hey, here we go, drop that.
take a bit of time, obviously, because it's trying to process things.
Hey, here we go, drop dead. Hey, here we go, drop dead. Hey, here we go, drop dead.
This is taking a bit of time. I won't keep playing the music because that will obviously be annoying. But this is taking a bit of time to obviously show the error code of that it can't update. Oh dear. What it actually does is basically puts a block on this file here, which is where the updates get stored. I don't mind obviously providing this. I will be compiling my cloning tool. So my cloning tool will be compiled for those that are trying to get the code. You can probably do it in your own time with a bit of knowledge. But basically, this puts a block on all the files on the folder that the updates get blocked. No, sorry, get installed to before no, get downloaded to, sorry, before they get installed. And then once you unlock it, it basically reverts the folder back to its original state. So yeah, now we're just waiting for this. Um, since there's a block on the folder, you can't really start the other process. So like if you go to here, I always recommend to check the code of the things that you're using. But so if I was to try and start this service here, it's not going to start the service because there's a block on the folder that provides the service. So now we're just waiting for this to do its business. We can close this, and then if we try and run this, it's going to come up an error and say that we can't start it because of that, which is makes perfect sense. But basically, we are waiting for this to tell us that there's a problem. Essentially, this normally would pop up within 3 minutes. Yeah, here we go. So now it's telling me that there's an error. And that's what you want. You want it to tell you that it can't install any updates. So it's not going to try and download anything in the background. Now, I will be honest with you. I'm pretty sure that Microsoft Store may use this folder. I need to do more tests to understand whether it does or not, but we can obviously try it here. Might use the WinApps folder to be fair, but we're going to try. This should obviously pop up an error and maybe fail. Um, I'm tired today. I've had a few coffees and yeah. Okay, well, I believe that this is going to pop up an error because normally this would take 2 seconds. If we come here and maybe, what's this now? Okay. Okay. Now what? Why do you need my password? Oh, because I changed my password for my account. Yeah. Mhm. Makes sense. I do believe that this is not going to be able to update anything. So yeah, let's close that. Anyway, so as you can see, the updates are blocked. Yeah, according to Windows' settings, the updates are blocked, and according to the tool, the updates are blocked. Now, the process of unlocking is quite simple. We do this, and the Windows updates will completely reload as well, and you'll be able to check for updates again with no errors. And then we'll go to the Microsoft Store, and also we will check to see if that works perfectly fine. It should, because we are basically just reverting the folder back to its original state so that we can now install updates. So we just wait for this, and then we do the Microsoft Store. There's no point doing both together. It's just going to make things longer. Hopefully this process is quicker because I don't want to be here all day recording. So, yep, updates are perfectly fine. And there is no updates because I recently updated to the latest beta. So I am currently still testing the latest versions of Windows. I mean, the beta really is it's like a tested version of Windows. Yeah. Well, I was using the beta. I don't know what's going on. The version that I've installed, I'm pretty sure it is a beta. So there's a preview update. So I don't understand why it's showing me that. I'll look into what the hell it's doing here. At a later date. We'll go to the Microsoft Store and we will test some downloads. Should work perfectly fine. Because Microsoft Store likes to download updates as well, if you didn't know. It also would likes to automatically update things. I'm pretty sure there's a setting that you can change. Also, app updates, automatically download updates. So you can turn it off miraculously, but uh, you can't. Well, you you can pause your updates in the Windows settings, but then you only get 6 months. At the end of the day, don't break. Don't fix what's not broken. I'll go by that term. I'm the same for Linux. There's no point updating Linux. It's Arch is a rolling distribution. There's no need to install updates every single day if it's working. All you got to do is use the system. Just use their system. With Windows, it's exactly the same. If everything is working, what is the point of updating? And you'll be sitting there for ages as well anyway. When you really just want to, you even want to do your documents if you're doing office work, you just want to do your gaming. If you're gaming, you want to watch Netflix if you're into videos or another streaming service if you're into your videos. You know, you want to have fun. If your computer's going to shut down on itself after an update because Windows wants it to, what is the fun in that? You know, you can't do your gaming, can't do your office work, can't watch your videos. You know, or if you're making software, then obviously that's another reason. You know, there's various reasons why you would not want to update your system. And the way that I've always done things, you know, I'd like to be in full control of what I'm using. I like to know what I'm installing. You know, and that's why some and most of my software is open source, and I do say to people to check the code before you install it or use it. Although, you know, obviously some of my tools in the past were compiled and some still are. Um, that's for my own reasons, you know, and you can see the code for other tools. I would never provide something that's not safe or doesn't do what it says, uh, you know, out of the box. So that is pretty much the video for today. We'll play my favorite song again, and then I'll just leave. Um, then I will just leave. Pause the recording. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry, talking nonsense or being off topic a little bit towards some of you that might be looking for the grand RP updates or the ones that are into Linux. You know, I'm not here to put my users off of what I do. I do a majority of things. I'm not just based on Windows. I'm not just based on Linux. Um, well, I'm not just based on grand RP.